Am I the a-hole for telling my infertile in-laws that their dog is not equal to a child? 2 years ago, my husband, 34M, and I, 33F, became pregnant. This was huge for us, as we both have always been really passionate about becoming parents. Before we could tell anyone, my husband's brother, 35M, and his wife, 38F, told the family that they had been trying to conceive but found out they couldn't. Apparently myself feared this due to past medical problems, but now it was confirmed by doctors. They were devastated, and we were heartbroken for them. My husband and I decided to hold off on announcing. We waited 3 months, but then I was starting to show and we no choice. A week after we announced, my Bill and Sil adopted a dog named Bella. Immediately she was all they talked about and they refused to go anywhere without her. We used to be close, but this has ruined our relationships with them. My husband and his brother don't hang out anymore because my Bill is so obsessed with Bella that he's hard to talk to. Bill's lost friends over this obsession, and Sil has quit her job so she doesn't have to spend any time away from the dog. We even stopped our weekly family dinners because Bella barks non-stop, pulls food off the table, bites, etc. She's a nightmare. Plus my husband is allergic, and can't be around her for longer than an hour anyway. Bill and Sil call Bella the first grandchild or the first, last name, girl. There hasn't been a girl born into the family in 5 generations, which bothers me because my daughter is those things, not the dog. They think my daughter and their dog should be treated equally, and get upset when they are not. Even when I gave birth and people were reaching out to check on me and my daughter, they sulked and made a long post on FB saying they were hurt no one had done the same for them when they adopted their dog. I've been biting my tongue about it for over a year because I know that they are coping with an extremely painful situation, but this week I finally snapped. Recently, a relative invited us and baby to their wedding, but told my in-laws explicitly not to bring Bella. On Sunday, as my husband and I were just about to leave his parents' house, I heard Bill say that if his dog wasn't invited, then my daughter shouldn't be either. Why should they get to bring her if we can't bring Bella? They say things like that all the time, but this time I finally snapped and said, because Bella is a dog, and my daughter is an actual human baby. My child and your pet are not the same. We left, but later my Bill called my husband to say that I had really hurt them and made my Sil cry. My husband says that I shouldn't have said anything and should take it back. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister-in-law it's not my fault you are poor and I am not paying for you to join the vacation? This is about my brother's wife, Hannah. My brother is military and he is gone for long periods of time. She lives off what he makes and doesn't have a job herself. Not to mention she was pregnant but he was gone for 6 months at this point. She miscarried but it was clear to the whole family she cheated on him. So I don't really like her. I make a good amount of money and is child-free. There is a girls' trip coming up and you pay your way. All the women of the family were invited and everyone said yes but Hannah. I got a call from her asking for me to pay for her ticket so she could go the vacation. I told her no and she went on about us being family. That she can't afford it if someone doesn't pay for her. I was annoyed at this point and told her it's not my fault she is poor. I'm not paying for her to go on vacation. She started calling me a jerk so I hung up. She is blowing up my phone and people are messaging me what happened. Am I the a-hole for telling my husband I didn't want to use the bath mats his parents gave us 10 years ago anymore? We recently renovated our bathrooms and I thought the bath mats needed an upgrade to match. My husband was really upset and said what's wrong with the old mats? So I responded that they are 10 years old and furthermore I didn't even pick them out, they were a gift from his parents. He was livid and said that I was being super rude and offensive and that he was going to give them back to his parents saying I'm ungrateful. Then he started to berate my parents saying that he's going to tell them how much he doesn't like their gifts. I was caught off guard. I really didn't mean to insult his parents. I was simply making the point that they weren't something I had picked out. Plus that was 4 bathrooms ago and they don't match our current place even putting aside the fact that they're 10 years old. He's been giving me the silent treatment since then, last night, and told me to do the kids' drop-offs and pickups myself this week. He also angrily tossed and turned yesterday shouting that he's so mad he can't sleep. I tried to be calm and said I apologized and didn't mean any insults and that I am still learning his trigger points, and can he please consider that he misinterpreted. He got even more mad and told me to get off my high horse. Is this a gross overreaction or was my comment really offensive? For context, he is very frugal and doesn't like to spend money on anything so sometimes I will just make purchases anyway if I think it's too much and worth the argument after. Am I the a-hole for letting my daughter buy her dad a gift from the wrong football team? My ex and I have a 3-year-old. She's amazing and loves her daddy. It was his birthday on Monday so I let my daughter grab some bits for him. There's a football stall in our local shopping center. They had squeezy balls for each team. My daughter knows that her dad loves football and also the color blue, so she picked out a blue one for him. I knew it wasn't his team but there's nothing on the actual ball, it just said the team on the wrapper. She bought it, we left, everything got wrapped up. We were with him when he opened them. His face fell and he dropped the ball like it burned him when he opened it. His mom gave him the evil eyes, so he did the clearly fake thank you, and then our daughter was disinterested. He was off with me the whole day and last night called me a bitch for doing that to him. I asked what he meant. He said I knew he hates that team. I didn't. I used to ignore his football rants, and that he thinks it's shitty that I used our daughter as an excuse to upset him. I explained that she picked it out and he claimed I should have corrected her because he hates the gift. I called him a child. His mom has since texted me apologizing, but in a even though it's your fault way. She's usually on my side, so now I'm half thinking it's my fault in some sort of way. I did know he doesn't support that team and my daughter would have been corrected easily, so I probably should have done it anyway. Am I the a-hole for not allowing my daughter wear her late mother's wedding dress since she will not fit into it? My late wife was a very small person. When we got married she was only 115 pounds. So her wedding dress size reflects that. She passed away 2 years ago, so she cannot attend our daughter's wedding that will be in 2025. Now my daughter wants to wear the dress and I told her it wouldn't be a good idea since she won't be able to squeeze into it. She told me she can just up the size of it and I told her I would think about it. I looked into it and they basically cut the dress up to size it up. I informed her no, she can't wear the dress since they would be cutting it up. This resulted in a huge argument about me gatekeeping my wife's things. I told her no again, and that she can wear some of her jewelry. She hung up. She clearly thinks I am a jerk and my sons are now on me to give up the dress. Edit. Since it was asked twice, my wife always wanted to go dress shopping with our daughters. She loved her wedding dress and I don't think she would be okay with it being cut up. I also have a younger daughter since that was asked. Also I am confused why a lot of the comments mention my youngest as super skinny like my wife. I never said that. She won't fit into the dress either. More due to the fact that she is almost 6 feet.